Welcome to the Referrals Podcast, the show designed to help everyone from the solopreneur to the Fortune 500 company win the referral game. If you want to build a company with an army of ambassadors and raving fans who speak highly of you and refer you willingly, you are in the right place. And now, here is your host, Michael J. Maher.
Welcome to the Halftime Show with Michael J. Maher. If you're not familiar with who I am, it doesn't matter, but I really appreciate you being here. Wrote a couple of books, done some pretty cool things. Bottom line is I'm here to help. That's my whole intro on the bio. So also, some of you didn't download the coolest download we've ever done. I'm literally leaning on a football, people. Come on. How cool is that? So this download has several of the helpful resources that you can get from today. So you can get that by registering at gengenjam.com. You can still do that, I believe. Otherwise, we will share this in the Generosity Generation group. If you're not a member of that group, go to joingengen.com. Also, that place has been on fire lately for referrals. So you might want to join it just so that you get referrals. We had North Carolina, we had South Carolina, we had Hawaii, we had Indiana, Iowa, we had Chicago, we had a Washington State. So we've had quite a few referrals in that group. So would love to have you, really love to have you join in. So make sure you get that. So here's how this kind of all started, right? Is like, what is the least important score in sports? And maybe before I ask you that, what's the most important score in sports? What's the most important score? Somebody raise your hand and tell me what's the most important score in sports. Yeah, Trisha or Sonia Johnson. Hi, Sonia.
Hi.
Sonia?
It's the final score.
It's the final score. The final score. And some of you are like, maybe you're super anti-sports and you're like, well, you know, like, why don't they just play the game to have fun? I get it. However, here's the thing. If they wanted to play the game for fun, they wouldn't keep score. That's why we keep score, is to like measure things. And here's the thing. If we didn't keep score, I'm not sure how much people would improve. Why would you improve if there's nothing to improve for? That's also, I believe, one of the biggest problems with the participatory and the participation awards that are given all the time. Everybody gets an award. What is that all about? Right? So I believe that we need to understand that the most important score in sports is the final score. Now, here's the thing. It's not the most important thing. The most important score is the final score, but it's not the most important thing. I'm going to share with you today what is the most important thing from sports, from each game. And I'm going to dive into that. But here's the thing. I'm a high school football coach right now, and I head coach the JV, and I'm the quarterback coach for the varsity. And I've coached, you guys are not going to believe this. I've coached for 32 years. Some of you, I could have coached you before you were born. Think about that. That is a weird statement right there. But here's the thing Jesse, are you even 32 years old?
Hey, I know I look young, but I'm 52.
Oh my God. Yeah. So I'm telling you, I couldn't have coached him. Like, no way. He's older than I am. Maybe not really. But here's the thing is, ladies and gentlemen, I want you to know that every single game we play at halftime, I say the same thing. We come into the locker room, everybody's gathering around, and I go, oh yeah, that woke some of you up. I get their attention with the whistle. I set them down and I go, what's the least important score in sports? What's the least important score in sports? And it's the halftime score. You don't care. Did you check at how your team did at halftime? Do you care what the baseball game score was at the 4th and a half inning? Do you care what the halftime score of the national champion? Does anybody look at like the halftime score? The answer is very, very rarely, right? The University of Kansas Jayhawks basketball team a couple of years ago won the national championship. They were down by 16 points at halftime. They overcame the biggest halftime deficit of all time. I went to the University of Kansas, so I can talk about them. So there, blah, blah, blah. But here's the thing is who cares? Like, you know what? Is that news? It's not even news anymore. So the least important score in sports is halftime score. The least important score for you is where you're at in this year right now. It doesn't matter. Some of you, like Joey, and some of you are way ahead. Like, you're ahead. And here's what I've caught Joey doing. He's relaxing a little. What happens when you're up 28-3 at halftime and you still have a half to play? What happens? You guys know what happens? You relax. You drop the ball mentally, literally, figuratively. You're facing the GOAT, right, Jeff Parker? Right? You're facing Tom Brady. I'm from Atlanta, so I especially feel this right now. Right? You drop the ball, and it ends up that you get beat. You get beat in the second half. And here's the thing about getting beat in the second half of a year. What happens to the first half of your next year? You get beat the first half. And listen, that's the problem, and that's the joy of sales and of our job, is guess what? We have to keep our eye on the ball. We can't drop the ball. We have to continue. Now, here's the thing. Whether it's 0-0 at half or 28-3 at halftime, we have to do some things, right? Why was halftime invented? Do you guys know why halftime was invented? Right? You have the first quarter. Why was the first quarter invented? It was to give players a break, right? And then they had like break and then quarter and then break and then quarter and then break. But the quarters break is only a minute. They put in a 15-minute halftime. Why did they do that? Like, isn't it interesting to you why halftime? Why do they get to go to the locker room? Is it a longer rest? No, it's because the teams have a chance to do something. So here's something I want to put out to you right now is, have you ever noticed that the week of July 4th is the halftime for every year? How many of you take off the week of July 4th? I take off the week of July 4th. I have for 20 years in real estate. Why? You know what? I actually read this study. Howard Brinton, he mentioned a study where, you know, when real estate is the slowest, it's usually the slowest the week of July 4th and the 2 last weeks of the year. Well, what I did with Sherry is we started scheduling our vacations the week of July 4th and the last 2 weeks of the year. And we would go somewhere in the Caribbean the last 2 weeks, the last week of the year and the first week of the new year. And the thing is, the expectations from your clients are just so low. They're not expecting you to answer. They're expect, and a lot of them are on vacation themselves. So what's really cool is you have a really big opportunity right now as we roll into the second half, is you have a chance to make your own halftime adjustments. So let me help you do that as we go through this. But the first thing is, do you have time planned in your schedule? Did you see that, Carla? Time mastery note, right? Do you have time planned in your schedule this week to next week to plan, strategize, work on your business? And the thing is so often we're nose to the grindstone. We're in our business, and we don't have a time to work on our business. Take some time. Give yourself 3 hours at least to really do some assessments. And I'm going to give you those questions today. Are you all right with that, Jen Lou? Are you all right, Jen Lou, if I give you those questions? All right. So let's jump into this. Hi, Brandy Jones. What is up? I always wish I had the name Jones. And then later on in life, I was like, yeah, I don't think I want to have the name Jones. All right. So what happens at halftime? We make adjustments. What halftime adjustments do you need to make? All right. So the first thing you do is we look at the first half. Like, we're going to do a mid-year halftime assessment, right? So price reductions in real estate are happening. And you're like, well, not in my area. They're coming. They're coming. You're going to see 2-3 month inventory turn into 6 month inventory. Does everybody know what 6 months of inventory indicates? It indicates a balanced market is no longer a seller's market. It becomes a buyer's market. Now, mortgage applications are up. Does everybody understand what that means? Now, this is just the last couple of months. Mortgage applications are up. Guess what that means? Buyers are on the street looking. The number one group and I'm yelling, I'm so sorry. I feel like I'm on the football field, so I'll just back up a little bit. But I'm excited about this because one of the top groups is first-time homebuyers. One of the top groups right now coming out of the woodwork is first-time homebuyers. They want to get into real estate because they've seen the appreciation, right? So now inventory is up. Here's another thing. Uncertainty is up. Like what's going on with Iran and Israel? What's going on with the tariffs? What's going on with the business world, right? But here's what I want you guys to know. And the thing about it is this also might help you is what do we really need to look at when it comes to this uncertainty? When it comes to tariffs, when it comes to inflation, when it comes to inventory, when it comes to mortgage applications, when it comes to the market, what is the number one thing to look at? Ladies and gentlemen, it is jobs. Write that down. The jobs report is what we need to be looking at. Now, do I think the jobs report is 100% accurate? I'm going to tell you that I worked at a major corporation where numbers were very important, and I would say the error ratio was plus to minus 5%. I mean, there's going to be an error, but guess what? If they make the same error over and over again, then it actually equates out. It actually washes out. But here's what we know about jobs. Solid job growth. Unemployment has stayed solid around the 4% number. Interest rates have become and are somewhat consistent with a possible dip to end the year. So I'm not going to read all of this to you. This just supports what I say. And honestly, Mandy and Sherry did a great job of putting together. So like this is all a helicopter ride over the summary and the outlook, right? So wages, consistent growth, unemployment, 4 to 4.2, which is fine. Robust job growth, and we've seen it flatten out a little bit, right? The labor market tone, weekly claims for unemployment, right, is actually about the same. So bottom line is all of the things here are not bad, right? There's no bad news in here. Bad news would be job growth is down, way down, or unemployment rose to 5%. You see that number get to 4.5%, you probably have a little bit of room for concern, right? Brandy Jones is trying to get in somehow, and for some reason dropped off. So, all right. So once again, our interest rates have pretty much stayed the same. They're going to be between 6.6 and 7%. I think you're going to see that come down a little bit over the next few months. So now here's the thing. Okay. You might want to write this down in your notes. Control the controllables. So one of the things that I do, and if your kids are in sports or whatever, this is a good thing to look at, is one of the things I look at halftime when I'm a coach is what are the things we don't control? What are the things we don't control? So we don't control the weather. That's one thing. We don't control the referees. How many of you know what I'm talking about right there? I think a lot of coaches think they control the referees, but the honest to goodness truth, and I always go to this, by the way, this is no other coach I've ever seen do this. I go to the referees before the game and I go, hey, listen, I'm not going to yell and scream at you unless it works. If you allow the other coach to yell and scream at your lineman or at your heads lineman or your back judge and it works, which by the way, that other team is known for. They're known for yelling and affecting the refereeing. Now, if you can promise me that if I don't yell, then you're not going to show any favoritism to the person who's yelling. Does it make any sense for you to show favoritism to the coach who is cussing you out and yelling and then you make calls because you're afraid of them? Or do you just stop that right in the beginning and we have a good, clean game where the referees aren't even noticed? What do you think? And they're like, yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Okay, then I'm not going to yell and scream unless it works. If I see it working for him, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to be the best yeller and screamer you've ever heard. I've got words you don't even know, like that I know. Like I make up cuss words, like, right? I'm going to talk about your mother. I'm just kidding. So here's the thing. So we don't control the referees. We don't control the umpires. And just so you know, they have their different quirks. And just so you know, we have scouting reports on referees. We have scouting reports. We know which ones call the most penalties. But the bottom line is we don't have any control over certain things. We only control our response. So that's the first thing. All right, what's the referees doing? What's the weather? Is it hot in here or is it cold in here? What is the floor slick? Is the floor you getting a good grip, right? Is the turf fine? That kind of thing. So, here's the other thing. Is there a lot of noise from the fans? Then we might have to go to a silent count. So there's things we can't yell to the crowd, hey, be quiet, so that our players can hear the cadence. They don't allow that. Yeah, we try it, right? We try it, but it doesn't work with the other team's fans for some reason. I don't know why. But I have seen that work, by the way. Patrick Mahomes did it in LA at a Chargers game, and the crowd actually got quiet. Okay, that's just Patrick Mahomes. So none of us are Patrick Mahomes. So here's the thing, is control the controllables. So what do we control? No matter where we're at score-wise, I've been really far down at halftime, I've been tied at halftime, and I've been way ahead at halftime. Every single time. Least important score in sports is halftime. All right, so what do we got to do to win the second half? What do we got to focus on? We focus on what we can do, what we have control over. What do we have control over? Somebody raise your hand. What's one thing we have control over when it comes to the second half of this year? What do we have control over? So, Elizabeth, Wallaweek. Seattle, did you get there was a referral in the group. Did you get it?
No.
Oh, damn it. All right. All right. So what do we have control over?
How you use your time.
Your time. You have control over your time. I hope everybody understands. And you're like, you don't know my spouse. I do know your spouse. You have control over your time. You do. Here's the thing, right? And so you have control over what time you get up. You have control over what time you go to bed. And you're like, you don't know my kids. Yes, I do. I got a teenager that I'll put up against anyone for hellion, tornado-ish behavior. I'm just telling you, right? So, Helena, what is another thing that we have control over?
We have control over ourselves and what we do. If we don't do anything,
activities.
We're going to get nothing. And if we work hard and do things and do the right things like you taught us, we will excel.
Our activities. We have control over our activities, what we do, 100%. Helena, I love it. Jesse, what's another thing we have control over?
Well, everybody covered it already. It was mindset, their daily. Their
No,
daily
nobody said mindset. Nobody
no.
said mindset. You nailed it. We
Oh.
have control over our mindset. Write that down. And I'm telling you, some of you need a mindset reset. Thank you, Orly, for the idea. Mindset reset, which is a checkup from the neck up. And I'm telling you, this is the way it is in sports, right? I coach the quarterbacks. My quarterback can either be really down at halftime or really up at halftime. And if he's really down, I got to build his confidence up. If he's really up, I got to humble the guy. And that's the truth. I'm sorry, that's just how it works, right? So bottom line is we have control over our mindset, our time, and our activities. Brandy Jones, is there something else we have control over?
I was gonna say our environment.
Yes. Yes, we do. We control the environment. We either control the environment or our response to the environment. Would you agree?
Yes, I agree.
Yeah. So, and by the way, just so you know, one of the things that is so overlooked is our environment. If some of you are hanging out with deadbeats, if there's there's 4 deadbeats in you, what do you really have in the room? You have 5 deadbeats. I tell my son this all the time. And it's the truth. By the way, you're like, nah, not going to happen to me. Yeah, huh? You need to be hanging around my RMA members. My RMA members are stellar. They're fast. They're productive. They're optimistic. They're productive. Did I say that twice? They're really good people. They're honest. They're full of integrity. They're moving. They're doing the activities. So your environment, and here's the other thing. Brandy, you set me on fire here. I'm telling you, some of you need to put sunblock on right now because I'm about to get lit. Here's the thing. I want you to know something. Right now, some of you think working from home is the answer. And it's not. You need an office. You need somewhere to go. You need some damn focus. How many times can you do laundry in a day? Right? I mean, some of you have moved the mayonnaise jar from one place to another in your refrigerator instead of making calls. Your refrigerator is so organized, it's amazing. The pantry is so organized, it's amazing. Like your laundry is always done. Aren't you proud? And it's like we have a sense of achievement. And trust me, I do the laundry in my house. So guess what? When it's all done, I do feel a sense of achievement. And if it's not shrunk or pink, I feel better than normal. But here's the thing, right? Is this working from home? If you're going to work from home, you have got to find your space and make it a work-friendly space. Are you wearing a uniform? Are you wearing a uniform? Are you showing up in sweats? Are you putting the right hat on? And are you going to work? Or do you need to control the environment? Brandy, fist bump for that one. Right on. Awesome. Elizabeth, you've already gone. Cheryl Pozet, what do we have control over? Last one.
I was going to say environment, but I was going to say just like you did.
You were not. You were not going to say environment.
Listen.
What? Like, come on. Just because I fist bump Brandy doesn't mean I'm not going to fist bump you.
Hey, listen. So I see environment as many things. I see environment as, like you said, where you're at, like in an office, in an environment that you thrive. I mean, there's offices that I've moved away from because I didn't thrive there. So that has to do with your environment of people, and how are those people showing up in your life? Are they doubting that you're going to do what you're going to do, or are they your biggest cheerleaders? And the other environment that I love hanging out with is successful people. It's like I was at a downtown development authority business meeting yesterday. And the membership lady goes, well, you don't do commercial real estate. You want to go to this? I'm like, yes, I do. There was some pretty powerful people in that room. And I got my insurance person I'm excited about. And there was some really, I left there feeling like, hey, I'm part of the city. Hey, I'm a mover and shaker. And so that was part of my environment as well. So where you show up, how you show up, and who you show up with is environment in my mind. Boom.
100%. 100%. So you control who you hang out with. You do. Everybody here now. And listen, I know you got spouses. I know you got kids. a lot of you, right? So it's one of those where, guess what though? What do the barriers look like there? Do you have a time to work and then a time to do something else? And the other thing too on that is I am phenomenal working on my own. Like I wrote 7L on a series of something called a solocation, which is a solo vacation where I just wrote. I literally holed up in a hotel room and I wrote and wrote and wrote. And all I was focused on was writing 7L. That turned out pretty good. So the thing about it is when I'm doing planning, when I'm doing things, I get away and I just focus. I think one of the things all of you could do is get some time alone and really, really get squared away on like you, like what do you control and what is hampering you or holding you back and what is pressing you forward. I think Cheryl brought up a really good point about people. We need to realize there's something called the weightlifter effect. The weightlifter effect. Now, I am a weightlifter. I love to lift weights. Here's the thing. Weightlifter. There are two kinds of people in your life. There are weights and there are lifters. Now, the weights weigh you down, drag you down, pull you down, hold you back. The weights make you go slower. And here's what I want to tell you about the weights is make them wait. Make the weights wait. They can wait. They can wait. You can put them on hold. You can ignore them. You can walk away. You can, and some of them you're like, well, this is a family member. I get it. But guess what? Have a box for the weights. That's what we do in the weight room, right? We put them over there. We don't try to carry all the weights around when we're walking around town. We leave them in the weight room. Put the weights in the weight room because they can wait. Lifters are different. And I'm telling you, I look around here and I see Carla and Tommy and Mandy and I see lifters. For me, lifters are people who propel you higher. They lift you up. They're cheerleaders. You know what they love about success? They love your success almost more than they love their own. They're cheerleaders and supporters and ambassadors and champions of you. And guess what we need to do with lifters? We need to make lifters lifers. We need to make sure they're in our life as often as possible. So make the lifters lifers and make the weights wait. Weightlifter effect. Remember that. And some of you need to drop some weights. And some of you need to get more lifters in your life. Make that a focus in the second half because the right lifter will change your life forever. I'd like to be that lifter for some of you. If I can throw my hat in the ring and my application out there for the job, I would love that. I would love to be in your life to help you. So now I want to keep going on this thought, right? Is control the controllables. What do we have control over? And you forgot one. We forgot one. We forgot one that we have control over. And this, everybody needs to write this down. Hopefully you print it. I mean, if you printed out the download, then you're writing, you're good. But otherwise you're scrambling for paper. But here's the thing. A big one that we have a control over is our play. Our play, our strategy. Our strategy, we have control over our strategy, our plan, and our play. And it doesn't surprise me that we didn't say it, but that's also why today is so important. Is because, and here's the thing, which is better, having a play that we practiced over and over and over again, or running the play for the first time? Which is it? How many of you, just by physically raising your hand right now, physically, have ever played in sports? I mean, I'm killing you with sports analogy. And some of you are new to me and you're like, I don't always use sports analogies. I'm definitely in the theme mentally right now. But here's the thing is which is better? A play that you've practiced over and over again. And by the way, you could be also in theater or you could be in music and you would get the same thing, right? Which is, if we have a play that we've executed over and over again, is it probably going to be better than the play that we draw up and do for the first time, right? So we need to consider that as we get going, is we're going to develop plays. I have developed plays and playbooks for you to implement. So one of the things that we have control over is plays. So I'm not like most coaches. Some of you probably understand that. A lot of coaches right now are saying, look at your goals. Look at your goals, right? I get it, right? And some of you want to look at your goals and throw up. Some of you, like Joey, want to look at your goals and change them and make them harder, right? I get it. I don't want you to look at your goals. I don't care about your goals. You guys probably have seen that with me. I don't do a lot around like a goal. I don't, right? I think goals hold us back in a lot of ways. I really do, right? Why are we feeling bad about our pace on a goal, right? And it's like, because a goal is just something that's out there in the future. And here's what I want you guys to know. We don't have any control over goals. You have no control over your goal. But what you do have is you have control over your plays. You have control over your plays. Now, I have to backtrack just a little bit, because you actually do have control over certain types of goals. Okay. And this is a life-changing lesson that I'm going to give you in the next 2 minutes. There are results goals. A results goal is 48 transactions a year, 10 million in volume. Those are results goals. Okay. Now, there is another type of goal, and it's an activities goal. Activities goal is 20 calls a day, 5 handwritten notes a week. Those are activities goals versus results goals. The goals that most people talk about are results goals. And I'm telling you right now, that has been a problem, especially in the real estate industry. I have studied in lots of different industries, but in the real estate industry, the problem is you set a goal and then some Yahoo at the front stage goes, what does he yell? What does he yell? Or usually it's a he, but sometimes she will yell it too. What do they yell? What do they yell? Somebody tell me what they yell. You went through this goal. You went through the goals. Double it. Double it. You're weak. You're pathetic and weak. Right? Here's the thing. Here's the thing. As soon as you double that, when you double that goal, whose goal is it? It's no longer yours. It's theirs. And how does your real goal feel? Your real goal, which by the way, some of you are like stretch goal setters, and you're like, you really set a stretch goal, and then somebody said double it. And then they start talking about some Yahoo that has already done triple of what you've done. And it's like, that doesn't do any good. Like, who cares? Honestly, like literally who cares? By the way, John McGonigal was a number one agent in the world, claimed bankruptcy, and is out of the real estate business, right? He was number one in the agent in the world, gone, poof, in jail, right? So the bottom line is that it doesn't matter. Don't compare your insides to somebody else's outsides. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So I think the big thing here is we need to understand what we really have control over is our plays, right? We have control over what we do. So we need to execute on our plays. So why were plays invented? Do you guys know why plays were invented? Do you guys think that sports always had plays? Did you guys know that sports did not used to have plays? They would just line up and they would try. And in football, they didn't even throw the ball. They would literally run like rugby. It became like rugby, right? So like, why are there plays? and just so you know, it comes from football, believe it or not. Now, it kind of comes from football, okay? It kind of. And when I say it comes from football, do you guys know, if we're going to trace this back, do you know why football was invented? Do you guys know why football was invented? It was so Travis Kelce could date Taylor Swift. That's why football wasn't, I'm just kidding. Football, you guys, nobody here knows why football was invented to prepare men for war in time of peace. That's why football was invented, was to prepare men for war in time of peace. So where do you guys think the plays came from? They came from military strategy. Some of the plays in football align perfectly with things as far back as the art of war. Like one of the things that you do in football is you get the play going one way and then you throw it the other way, right? Which is appear where they are not expecting, which is straight from The Art of War by Sun Tzu. So it's really from military strategy. And we have a couple of people to thank for bringing it to football, which you may or may not care about. But here's the thing, right? Is Walter Camp was the father of American football. He invented plays for football. Paul Brown took it to another level. He had a series of plays and he put it in a playbook. Walter Camp was in the 1880s and then Paul Brown was in the 30s, 40s, and 50s. So, but here's the thing that you guys need to know. Okay. And this is important to all of you. And this is what I understood right in real estate very quickly. And that's why I went to, 37 transactions very quickly, 87. And then we went to 187 and then 205, 255, 325, and so on and so forth. Those were my first 5 to 6 years in real estate. If I would have set goals, do you think I would have set a goal in my third year to do 187 transactions? Like, no way. I did 87, like 100 sounded really good, but I didn't focus on some goal, right? Here's the other thing. If your goal is 10 million and you sell a $10 million commercial building on January 1st, what do you do the rest of the year? You just take it off because you hit your goal? No, right? Because it really comes down to plays. And I want you to know, I keep saying I want you to know. I really want you to know this stuff, obviously, because I keep saying I want you to know. The thing about it is plays were invented because it was discovered that those with plays could beat more talented teams. Plays. Why did I beat the number one agent in Kansas City over and over again? Because I had a better play, because I executed a play. And I'm telling you, the secret for your second half is to execute your plays. Have a play, practice the play, do the play over and over again. And I'm going to help you kind of develop that. And I'm going to help you talk about some of that, is what plays worked for you in the first half of the year. What plays worked? Now, here's the other thing. And just so you know, there it is again. I really want you guys to know this stuff today. Plays, execute the plays, and develop the plays. When I come in at halftime, I ask my statistician, I go, what were our top 5 plays from the first half? Doesn't it make sense? I would know. I want the top 5 plays, the one that got 21 yards, 15 yards, 13 yards, 12 yards. I want to know our top 5 plays from the first half. I also want to know our bottom 5 plays. What were the plays that we lost yardage on? Now, why do I want to know that? Nancy Lamascus, welcome. Nancy's
Hi, to repeat them.
I'm going to run those plays. And what's funny is I don't always remember that because I am thinking one play at a time in the first half. Everybody with me? And just so you know, there it is again. In the first half of this year, I really ran one play at a time. I'm focusing on one play at a time. The time to analyze this is at halftime and then after the game with film study. But I want to know those 5 plays. Many cases, we look at it and I'm surprised at 3 or 4 of them that, oh my God, I totally did not realize that play got us 21 yards. The other thing about the 5 plays that didn't work is sometimes they're the ones I game planned in before the game. And this is a lot of you, is last December or October, you did your business plan and you said you were going to do a certain thing and you kept butting your head again and running that play and it wasn't working. It's not working. Why is it not working? It doesn't align with your soul most of the time is the reason that it doesn't work. Alignment is a big thing, right? Consistency is a big thing. So then I can execute on the plays that are running well, and we're going to not run. And I have to tell you, there are times when even my ego gets in the way and I know that the plays didn't work in the first half. And I'm like, yeah, but the genius in me knows it's going to work. And we run it in the second half and it ends up with -2 yards. So it happens, but we want to run the plays that are working. We want to throw away the plays that are not working. And here's the other thing is looking at the plays that are working. I'm going to do two things. Thank you, Nancy Lemascus, right? I'm going to do two things. One, I'm going to double down on the plays that are working. I'm going to run them twice. The second thing is I'm going to run plays like them. I'm going to run plays that are similar to them. I'm going to add those, and then I'm going to subtract the other things. Also, something that I'm going to look at is what plays have we not run that we should be executing on. And the other thing is I'm going to be thinking, like, what do we not know? Like, what do we not know because we didn't run it? So I'm also going to be thinking about that. Here's an example. Some of you had a play to get up at 5:55 in the morning, and you've been getting up at 8 a.m. every day. You haven't executed the 5:55 a.m. play, so you don't know if it works. Now, I'm just telling you, I'm not here to tell you to get up at 5:55 a.m. I'm not, right? I'm telling you that is there a play that you wanted to run, but you didn't run because of something else? So maybe you need to execute on the play that you originally thought would work for you. And by the way, if you're at 8 a.m. and you want to get at 5:55 a.m., don't tomorrow set your alarm for 5:55. Set it for 7:55. And then next day or a couple days later, set it for 7:45 and then 7:30 and then 7 and then 6:45 and then 6:15 and then 5:55. And that's how real change happens. We can't burst the bubble of our comfort zones. Too many people do that, like the 75 hard and the people joining the 5. I remember when Tara Carter in Florida joined the 5 a.m. and she was like, I don't normally get about 7:30. And it's like, so you join the 5 a.m. club and you're going to get up. Yeah. And I'm like, Tara, you're going to get sick. Like there's going to be I'm encouraging, but like maybe you just go 6:45. And she's like, no, I joined it. I'm going to do it. And then 2 weeks later, she was sick in her dog. She was out for a week and, it kind of broke her. Right. So we have to we can't break our comfort zones. We actually have to blow the bubble up a little bit. We have to expand it a little. It's like a bubble gum bubble or a bubble that we blow, right? That's your comfort zone. If you blow too hard, what happens? The bubble bursts. Not good. But if you blow gently, you get a big giant bubble. And all the kids are happy, you're happy, and big bubbles are cool. So, all right. Now, hopefully you're writing this down. We need to make some halftime adjustments. The first adjustment we're going to make is it's all based off KISS, and some of you know this. You've been with me for a while. I talk about this quite a bit, but the first thing is, what are you going to keep doing? What are you going to keep? Write that down. What are you going to keep from the first half? What is something you're going to keep doing? What is something that's working for you? And I'm going to get your answers here in a little bit. Like, what are you going to keep doing? We're going to keep doing the plays that work. We're going to keep doing, right? The second question is, all right, so what are we going to improve? And this is something in the football analogy is we have a certain blocking scheme. It's not working quite as well as we'd like. So guess what? We're going to block it a different way in the second half. We noticed that one of their guys is a lot better than we thought he was. So we're going to double team him or we're going to read him. We're going to change our approach to improve the play. What play are you going to improve? What are you going to improve about what you're doing? And then what are you going to stop? What plays are you going to stop running? And there's a lot of play. And listen, there's a lot of plays that don't serve you, like hanging out with blah, 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 hanging out with the weights. Getting up late may not serve you. Staying up late may not serve you. Getting into the habit of eating ice cream at 10:30 p.m., Jesse, may not serve you. I'm just kidding. That's more my problem than Jesse's problem. All right. And then this is a big one. What play are you going to start running? What play are you going to start running? So, what are you going to keep? What are you going to improve? What are you going to stop? What are you going to start? And this is my halftime. Like these are what I'm thinking. The thing, yeah. And before I go to that, oops, sorry. All right. So, what's somebody volunteer? What are you going to keep doing? What's a play you're going to keep executing on? I mean, Jeff Parker, Joey, I see a lot of people here who have had successful first halves. So it's like, what do you got? Deborah Kay, she was just on Referrals Podcast. Like Deborah Kay, what are you going to keep doing?
Well, right now I'm going to keep building to my walking group, because today I had 2 more members, and one of them wants to sell her condo in Palmetto Beach, although that's 4 hours from me. So I don't know. I might still go to get the listing. And then she wants to buy in Sanford. She wants to buy a house in Sanford. So I might get that listing. And then the other one is also renting. So, I mean, I haven't like approached it like, oh, you're renting, you should be, I just let things kind of happen a little bit because they're new. So I set up 2 one-on-ones with 2 members last week that joined. And then I send my cards. I still do it like it's a networking group,
It is a networking group.
So
you have turned it into a referral machine, Deborah Kay.
So I have 171 members now. I just looked, but they don't all walk. So I'm trying to figure out, I think I'm going to try to reach out and at least say, hey, I want to get to know you better. And maybe you'll join I don't know what I'm going to say, but maybe I can still do one-on-ones with the ones that aren't even walking.
Yep.
I don't even know.
Well, you kind of do know. I mean, the first thing is you're building your running club, right? Your running group. And it's exactly what we teach, right? It's aligned, it's fun, it's easy for everyone, and you're inviting people to it. And how often do you walk, Deborah Kay?
Once a week. Weekly
walk. The weekly walk club, and it's growing. Not everybody comes to walk every week, but they want to, or they are. And that's a beautiful thing. And then you are taking this to the next level, which most people don't, what is she doing that most people aren't doing when they come into a club? She's meeting with them one-to-one. That's her play. When she meets with them one-to-one, she builds a relationship with, do you think people stay in her club? Do you think they're staying in the club for the walking? No, they're staying in the club because of the one-to-one relationship with Deborah Kay. And it's working. It's working. Yes, Deborah Kay? So not only are you going to keep it, you're improving it.
Yeah, I'm just trying to find ways to improve it because I want to get bigger and better. Right?
Are you always walking in the same place?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's around the river. It's around the river. It's a Sanford's River Walk. And it's around
it's a weekly river walk?
Yeah, it's a weekly river walk.
Oh my God.
And people ask me, how far do we walk? And I said, I get that question every week. We walk 20 minutes one way and 20 minutes back.
That's something that almost anyone could do. Yeah. I love it. And do you have sponsors for your running club yet?
Not yet. It's free. I mean, it doesn't cost me anything.
Yeah, that's a good price. But here's the thing. Here, I want everybody to know. And last at the jam session, no, was it a coaching session or was it we just talked and she was like, I really like this garage sale idea. because we had a gal that was on who was doing yard and garage sales and I go, no, Deborah K, that's not your play. And it happened to rhyme that day. So, but Deborah K is not going to do the garage sale because she has her play. Once you have your play, you double down on your play. So now the running club could do a walk in the park, could do, somewhere else. They could have a meetup for walkers. They could do a Susan B. Komen walk for charity. They could do so, right? Now she just continues building off of this. So I absolutely love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. You have your play. It's working. You're getting listings from it. You're doing amazing things with it. So great stuff. So good. Joey Calvin, what are you going to keep doing and improve? Keep and improve.
Keep doing is just being an intentional, just executor. Everything that I've been doing for the last 8 to 9 months, I looked at my halftime when you sent out the email yesterday.
Yep.
And I have surpassed my entire year from last year right now. And so it's amazing how things work. I was already doing some things, but I was really good at being super busy, and I was seen as a very hard worker. But a lot of the stuff was just things that could be done later or not at all, or by somebody else. And the intentionality just to keep executing, it's amazing. And so
love it.
One-to-one meetings, events, keeping control of my time, all that stuff.
Are you saying networking mastery and event mastery? Is that what I just heard from you?
All that stuff. Yes.
Leading to time mastery. Is that what I just heard? I just
Yep.
heard literally the trifecta. He went from being busy to being productive. He's implementing events that lead to one-to-ones. So love it. All right, Jesse and Jeff, I've got to come back to you. I apologize. Let me get to you at the end. I do want to hear what you guys are keeping and improving, stopping and starting though. But let me keep going because I want to wrap up in the next 28 minutes. Stay to our 90-minute promise. So here's the thing that I want you guys all to realize is that every day is a play. Every day is a play. So execute. What does your daily plan look like, and how well are you staying on that play? And that is what is a football game? What is a basketball game? It's just a series of plays that take certain amount of time. What is your day? And I see my day as play. I get to play with Mandy and Sherry. I get to play with Tommy and Carla. I get to play every day. And I love to play. How many of you love to play? Any of you like to grind? Right? I mean, maybe we need to clarify grind. But I think the big thing is that it's one of those where it's like, I love to play. Every day is a play. I see it as a play. Now, are some clients more difficult than others? Yeah, I work with Joey. Obviously, it's more difficult than a Deborah K. But every day is a play. You need to know that. You need to embrace that. Every day is a play. Win the play. All right. Now, I have a halftime plan. Here's the thing that I'm going to do, okay? I want you guys to look at this. It's in your download. But what you need to do is, what are you going to do to communicate with your database over the next 26 weeks? What are you going to do? And it's actually 27 based on the end of this week. Now, I have an answer for that, but the best answer is your answer. How will you communicate with your database on a weekly basis? Now, we put some special days in there. Independence Day is next week. National Pina Colada Day, for some of you, big day. I get it. Big day. Make sure you take the next day off. Now, National Ice Cream Day is the 14th through the 20th, actually, right? So National Tequila Day, Chili Dog Day, S'mores Day. I remember when Nicole Aldous had a National S'mores Day event. So bottom line is we have some events here, which you could just like, who do you think of when you think of National Guacamole Day? right? Who do you think of on National Coffee Day and that kind of thing? Now, here's what I'll do. So if you're an RMA, I'm already going to do this with you. Mandy, make sure I keep this promise. I'm going to go through this with you if you're an RMA, okay? Now, for those of you that join RMA, I'm going to also go through this with you. And I'm going to make that extremely easy to do, okay? So we'll do a 1-hour Zoom. I'll go through a second half, literally week by week communication plan for your database. I will literally go over it week by week with you, how we do it in RMA. So for those of you that want me to do that, I will do that in RMA. Now, last few comments on what's going on in the second half. I think the big thing that I want everybody to understand is I don't believe that it is win or learn. And this is my philosophy in sports, and it's my philosophy in every day. I believe it is win and learn. And we need to learn as much from the wins as we do from the losses. But guess what? Sometimes we learn more from the losses than we do the win. But the great teams, the dynasties, they don't stop learning when they win. They watch film, they treat their team, they coach them hard, whether they win or lose. And guess what? You can win and learn. When you got your last listing, what did you learn from it? When you got your last listing, here's the other thing. Like when you win, ask them what you did well. Like Deborah K, you're getting this listing for the condo. It's like, ask them like, what did I do well? Like what, or how do I win? How do I win? How do I make this move the biggest win for you? How do I make this sell the biggest win for you? We're always winning and we're always learning. Also, I truly believe there is no success or failure. Everybody, like, what is success? Success for you might not be success for me. There is no success or failure, only growth. Do you have a growth mindset? And do you have a fixed mindset or do you have a growth mindset? If you have a growth mindset, I'd love to work with you. I'd love to hang out with you, right? If you have a fixed mindset, you've got some work to do to get into a growth mindset. And one of the things is you have control over your life. And you need to realize and take responsibility for, you sitting in that chair right now. Everything you've got, everything that's happened, everything that where you're at in life right now, you need to take 100% responsibility for it. And then we can make some changes. And I don't mean big, giant, bold, crazy, comfort zone busting changes. You don't need to do that. The only changes that stick are 1-degree tweaks. 1-degree tweaks. But guess what? A 1-degree tweak doesn't get you a 1-degree success. A 1-degree tweak gets you sometimes 100% growth. You might want to write that down. All right. So what do we focus on in the second half? It's execution. We need to execute the play. Like Joey said, I'm submitting. I'm sacrificing. I'm in 100%. He said, all I'm going to do is Michael Maher stuff. And guess what? 9 months ago, I told Sherry, when Joey made mentioned that, I go, Joey is one to watch. Like he's going to do it. Too many people, they don't want to submit. They don't want to just give. They want to be lifelong. Here's the problem. Like, would you rather be a lifelong learner or a lifelong implementer? Which would you rather be? A lifelong learner or a lifelong implementer? Think about it. All right. Run the play, win the game. Run the play, win the game. Now, we have, also something I always said and something that I always preached is, and I have to tell you, this is like the 2-minute offense and that kind of thing. Some of this stuff was invented to maximize this philosophy. Most of the great sports teams and coaches subscribe to start fast, finish strong. So start fast. That means the rest of this week. That means next week. That means July. That means July, ladies and gentlemen. Start fast, like go fast in July. Implement really fast in July. In July, really implement fast. And then usually that momentum will carry you a little bit. And then the back part of this is finish strong. And we'll talk more about that later, especially if you're an RMA, right? How to finish strong. So something that I do want to share with all of you. All right. So I'm going to share with you a video. It's TV time, video time.
The release of 7L in 2010 sparked a movement among business owners. Industry-changing Catalyst coaching, Referrals Podcast, and annual summits were created as a result. And now we're excited to introduce the Referral Mastery Academy, the online university for everyone in Gen. When on the Academy campus, head over to the library, get your library card, and browse all of our free resources. Everything at the library is free. Or you can enroll as a student and have access to the library, plus all of our on-demand courses, where you can learn and implement at your own pace. Buy one course at a time. Finally, you have the option to go all in and join the Academy. Academy members get access to all of the on-demand courses, the library, and monthly live classes and challenges. Academy members pay $99 per month and have access to everything. Check it out today at referralmasteryacademy.com.
So I hope you guys will consider RMA, but I also want to talk about what's coming up in July. We have a 30-day referral challenge. It's actually 31 days because July has 31 days, but I want to underpromise, over-deliver. Every day you will receive a short video from me explaining a referral generating strategy. If you don't like my voice, if you don't like my face, if you don't think I'm funny, and you don't like my sense of humor, don't sign up for Summerfest. We do have daily accountability. We have fun prizes. And this is literally our best Summerfest challenge ever. And it's normally $197 to get into our monthly challenges, $197. But I have a special offer for all of you today to get in. If you're an RMA, you're already in. Here's the thing. Next month, we have Time Mastery. That is also starting, in August. Time Mastery will be starting. And then the next month, we have Networking Mastery. That will be in September, which literally is fasterreferrals.com. And what's really cool, some of you are thinking about doing Pi Day events. Well, we will have hundreds of not just real estate agents, but professionals from around the country who execute Pi Days in Event Mastery in October and November. And we will literally hold your hand to a referral generating event. And the referrals are guaranteed. You're guaranteed to get referrals. So that's coming up. So we've never, ever done this before. So we have the opportunity for you to join. Here's the thing. Remember what I said. It's normally $99 a month for Referral Mastery Academy. It's normally $197 for our Summerfest, right? You join now for $19. You will get the month of July, everything in Referral Mastery Academy, right? So you're going to get our monthly masterminds with me. You're going to get all the referral library. You're going to get all, a complete housewarming party guide. I mean, tons of stuff, right? But here's the thing. You're also, you're going to get the Summerfest challenge that starts on July 1st. With this code, halftime special, you will be able to get the Summerfest challenge and join RMA. It's $19. $19, ladies and gentlemen. So you could literally get a referral a day implementing Summerfest. So that is promo code halftime special at referralmasteryacademy.com. It is the craziest thing we've ever done. Tommy has already, he heard we were doing it. he's already got people who have signed up. Joey Calvin has already got people who have signed up under him on this. So check it out at referralmasteryacademy.com. Please use the code halftime special because you were on this today, and please refer it to anybody you know in your office or your brokers that they can actually get RMA for $80 off. Crazy, right? So, questions. Who's in RMA? Anybody here in RMA? Billy, you're in RMA? Yeah. What would you say to someone who's thinking about joining RMA for $19?
It's a crazy deal.
Best deal we've ever done. By the way, I've always said we don't discount RMA. Here's the thing. We've noticed some things in the marketplace where we want to help more people, right? Yeah. We want to help more people. And we've got these plays coming up. Summerfest, Time Mastery, Networking Mastery, it's the perfect time to join. So anyway, go ahead, Bill.
So just I've been in this for maybe four weeks now. 1 month. And the responses I've gotten from my circle of peers and professionals and all that, they said, Billy, you have come a long way in just 4 weeks of having no clue, no focus, to having a clear. I'm doing the ice cream social event this next month, and they're like, man, you've made bounds since the last time I talked to you. So for me, it's a testimony of it's been 4 weeks and I'm getting just positive feedback from fellow peers. So, and that was all from joining.
What do you think's the difference?
Accountability. For me, it's the action steps. I'm big with systems. And so when I have a step by step what to do, I execute. And so that's kind of been my moving factor here. Everything has been handed, guided, directed to what to do to be successful.
How does that make you feel when those people that have been in your circle for a long time notice and say things like that?
Makes me feel great, to be honest, because I said, oh, really? Like at the time I thought, oh, I'm moving forward, I'm doing things. But them to say, you know what, Billy, like, this is amazing. Like, and all that's produced into being sponsors for this event. Like everyone's saying, man, you're doing big things, Billy. I want to run with you. So
what's your ice cream social going to cost you?
Nothing. I actually just got everything provided for and more. So
Billy, it doesn't always work that way, dude.
I know.
I just want you to know it doesn't people are afraid to do events because they're afraid of the cost. And here we are. I hope you make money, right?
Yeah. Yeah. And I'm at that benchmark because my goal was 10 sponsors. Yeah. And I'm already at my number with 3. So
so with 10, you're gonna be making some money.
Oh yeah.
Is it okay to make money on events, Billy?
Yes.
Is it okay to be ridiculously profitable?
Yes.
It is. Just embrace it. I love it. Love it. Thank you for sharing, Billy. I appreciate it. And keep implementing. Don't ever lose it. Don't ever lose it. There's going to be a time when you're like, you know what? I think I've learned everything I can from Michael. I think I'll stray a little bit. And I just if you ever feel that way, just ask. Just right. And I think we've got plenty for you. So awesome. All right. Somebody else in RMA want to say something about RMA? Here's the thing. Anybody that isn't in RMA and you're considering it and you have questions. Deborah Kay, you're in RMA.
Yes, I am. It's probably the best thing I ever did, really.
You mean probably? I mean, are you sure?
It is.
There it is. Right. So say it again.
It's the best thing I ever did.
Great. Now we've got it on social media.
It's getting better.
Super.
So that's all I can say about it. I mean, you have all the videos that you can go back to, all the training. I mean, I was paying $99 a month. I mean, I don't know so it's a great deal. I recommend it.
What's the best thing you got out of it though? I mean, and it's so funny. I do interviews on Referrals Podcast, and I'll say, what would you say to somebody who's considering event mastery? And they go, do it, just do it. And it's like,
right.
I think we got to get juicier than that. Like, why should somebody do RMA? What's the best thing you got out of RMA?
Well, it's having fun to build your base. I mean, I never thought in a million years that this would be like the best way to get referrals, and build on, listings and closings. And, it's really starting to open up for me now. So it's like, oh my gosh, so, and people are noticing it, so I'm bringing people along. I'm trying to get people to, to the coffee thing with Tommy,
Yep.
A couple more people are going to be coming.
I love it. I here's what I love. You guys, I mean, were Billy and Deborah smiling? Like, that's what I love. Like, I'm not teaching cold calling or door knocking where it's like hard. Here, I want you guys to know something. Billy's working hard. Deborah Kay's working hard. There's going to be hard work involved. But you get to choose your hard. You know what's harder than hard work? Being broke. So guess what? Do some hard work and you're going to get the fruits and reward from it. So Nancy Lamascus. Hi, Nancy.
Hi there. How you doing?
Hi. Phoenix's Finest. I think you need like phoenixsfinest.com or something like that.
I like that. Thank you. I'm going to write that down. Thanks. What I like is it's the playbook. You're talking about playbook, and it's the playbook. And you had also mentioned there's so many different activities and there's so many different things. It's tried and true. It's fun. Even if you're in a slower economy, the event mastery, the events, the house warming parties, those have been fantastic. It is like you say, the best phone call or reason to give somebody a call or to communicate or to reach out is to invite them to a party. And my group it's like clockwork. They're responding. There are deals coming out of it. And it may take a little while to lay groundwork, but it may not also. I mean, it may just surprise you. It's not forced. All the plays are there for you. And, you really don't have to think too much. You just have to do it.
Yeah, I think you got to think a little bit, right? I think here's the difference. They're not my events. They're your events. That's what I love is you're at choice and you have the variety of what you do with the system of doing it. Like, I'll give you the system, but I mean, like with Deborah, we talked about latte events and ice cream event. Well, she was walking and like, she wanted to really develop that. Here's what she wanted. She wanted accountability to walking. And I like, well, the best way to do that is have somebody walk with you. Boom. Now she's gotten, $10 million of business from this. And it's, 170 some members. Right. So that's what I love is the combination of free will, choice, making it fun for you with having the step-by-step system underlying it. Right. So love it. Jeff Hart in the house. One of my favorite LOs in the country, by the way. Lender extraordinaire.
That's awfully kind of you. I tell you, I think, if you're not in RMA, you need to get in. It's the best value in coaching. It's worth $500 a month, at least.
Yeah, I have an announcement to make. The price has just gone up, everybody. I just wanted to thank Jeff Hart for coming on, and the new code is Jeff Hart. It'll get you RMA for $499.99 a month. I love that. No, halftime special. Use it. So Jeff, all right. So Jeff, you've known me a long time, right? You knew me when I was like a team leader at KW, right?
Yeah.
So all right. And sometimes when you know somebody a long time, sometimes it's harder to learn from them. What's clicked in the last 4 weeks for you? Like what has kind of been different?
So I've done events, a lot of events over the years, and I haven't done one since Thanksgiving. I've been to a lot of functions, Atlanta Board of Realtors, whatever functions, right? Georgia Home Builders. but I've been doing calls and notes and pop bys and that kind of stuff. But I really haven't done events since Thanksgiving. And so starting event mastery, you go through the detail of really in the plays, right? The playbook of what to do, and it makes all the little differences make a huge difference. So
Yeah.
I've got two events coming up, July 25th and August, let's say July 31st, car washes. So if you're a realtor in Atlanta and you want to invite your clients to come to a car wash, message me.
Whoa.
I'm happy to not only open up have your car cleaned, but your client's car is cleaned too.
If you're in Atlanta, take them up on that offer. Plus, you're going to find out how an event should be run. I love it. I love it. And I think you said something that's really profound there is that it's all the little things that have made the big difference. And what if I told you guys that the only way to make a big difference is with little things? If you try to do big things, you won't have any difference. But if you do little things, they will make big differences. That's that I think too many people want to, bite a big chew and they choke on it. And what we really need to do is take a small bite, chew it 40 times, and then swallow it and then move on, right? And it's like that's the only way. You can't eat an elephant in a bite. You guys have heard that. But Jeff, I really appreciate it. I appreciate you. Like we have Bonnie Mullen. We have some of these star power. We have Toral and Johnny White, right? Legends in the industry who trust me and like implement what we do. And it just when we have like that level of echelon of lender and realtor, I just love it. I love helping the new one. I love helping somebody that's brand new in the business. I love helping the person that's been in for 30 years, but I think it really is a testament to Jeff, you, and Tim Burrell's here, who's written several books, a really good book on negotiation. We have Toral and Johnny in this, and they've sold hundreds upon hundreds of homes. I just, I'm humbled, honestly. So.
Well, it's an honor to be here, and thank you for the opportunity.
Absolutely. If you are in RMA, I want you to raise your hand, not physically. I want you to raise your hand on the reaction down below. If you're in RMA, raise your hand. And what this actually does, it allows me to find out you people who aren't in RMA so that I can focus on you. I'm just kidding. Yeah. So I have a page full of hands up on my screen. So Deb Betancourt, you're not in RMA yet? Oh, here's the other thing. Somebody asked about it. Is there a contract for RMA? No. You can do $19 for the next month and cancel after Summerfest. So there's no contract. You can cancel anytime. So, yeah. Questions on plays, playbook, KISS. What are you going to keep? What are you going to improve? What are you going to stop? What are you going to start? Any of the things that we've covered, hey, listen, I'm telling you, block off 3 hours to think about your business. Work on your business. Work on yourself. Like, do it. Do it. Some of you won't take time for yourself. First, love yourself. Self-mastery pillar is very important. Second thing is look at your first half. What plays worked? What plays didn't work? Why did those plays work? Why did those plays not work? Then, and I'm very biased. And then execute the plays we teach you, which is the time blocking play, the networking play, and the event play. And you know what? By the end of the year, you're going to have more referrals than you've ever had in your career. So that's my summary of today. And then we have referralmasteryacademy.com. We have a halftime special of $19. We'd love to have you. Summerfest is a video. It's less than 5 minutes a day. And then implementing it does take about an hour. Some of them will be 5 minutes, but most of them will be 30 minutes to an hour, but it's to get you a referral. So that system is to get you, or that strategy is to get you a referral. So, yes. Do we have a hand up? Who is iPhone 74? Which reminds me of Eiffel. What's that band? Eiffel.
It's
Boulevard
Tara.
Adidas.
It's
What's
Tara.
up? I
Tara
knew
Wilson.
it.
It's me. I was just gonna say one thing that for me, a lot of times I can be down in the dumps and like feeling defeated, and then I jump on these calls and I'm like, let's go.
Yeah. I refuse to be negative. I refuse to get down. I just do. I didn't talk about our values within the generosity generation and our, it's love, generosity, and appreciation, right? My brother died, right, recently, and we had our celebration of life this last weekend. I wasn't sad. I wasn't sad. I was appreciative of Brian in my life, right? I really was. And it's I don't know. I hope, I don't know. I guess I have been down. There are times I'm down. Mandy's seen it quite a bit, actually. It's usually when, yeah. So it's usually when I'm not talking to my people. That's honestly, you guys feed me. That's the truth. You guys feed me. I borrow on your energy. Is that okay? Rebecca Zavaki, is it okay if I borrow your energy a little bit? Look at you. You're so radiant. You're so smiley. Are you going to go to Jeff's event?
Where is it?
Yeah. Jeff, that is what happens with events. Is she moving closer or is she moving farther away from us?
Closer.
Yeah, right. So where is it? When is it?
So Cactus Car Wash in Marietta, East Cobb on the 25th.
Are you kidding? It's at Roswell and Johnson Ferry?
Roswell and Johnson Ferry, yes.
I'm coming. You're
awesome.
literally, that's 2 minutes from my house.
Oh, that's perfect.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And
Rebecca, if you go, I'll go.
Michael, I didn't know you were that close to me. Uh-oh.
Yeah, I actually intentionally didn't tell you. So that's, yeah. So when is it?
July 24th. From
so let's see, that's a Thursday or a Wednesday?
That's a Thursday from 3 to 6.
Oh my gosh, I love it.
And,
I love it.
And if Buckhead is more convenient, we're having that at Mr. Car Wash on Piedmont.
You're doing 2 of them?
July 31st.
Jeez, that's awesome.
Because Atlanta's a big place, and if you're ITP, you're not going to come OTP. If you're OTP, you're not going to come ITP.
What's the name of the car wash in Marietta?
Cactus.
Cactus.
It's awesome. It's my favorite car wash in the city. It is. Cactus.
Cactus.
Okay. I'm going to come. I'm going to try and come.
It is interesting to access, just so you know that. It is, you've either got to be coming east on Roswell, or you got to go around the block. So it is interesting to get into it. But
Rebecca, I'll go with you. Call me. We'll go together.
Okay. Tara's coming with me.
Yay. I look forward.
Yeah, all of a sudden I've got an appointment at that time. So all good.
I brought Rebecca to the group, so.
Bragger. I love you. I love it. Denise Moyer, question, suggestion, anything around keep, improve, stop, and start?
I have a question.
Yes, ma'am.
I was unable to participate in the event mastery classes. So for the RMA, how much time do I need to set aside for that?
That's a great question. So for Summerfest, I would set aside, it depends on where you're at in your business, right? I would set aside 15 minutes to 30 minutes a day for July. All right. That's the truth. We have a couple of 1 hour live masterminds with me the second and fourth Thursday. And that's essentially your July for RMA. Does that make sense? Our July is different because we have the challenge. We have a daily challenge. Usually it would not be so great. It would normally be like a Tuesday, Friday, or a Tuesday, Thursday, or a Monday, Friday, just for an hour each on those days. But because July is Summerfest, now here's the thing, you don't have to do, you need to do Summerfest. I think everybody on here needs to do Summerfest. At least watch the video and think about the strategy. If you need business, you need a little kick in the pants, you need a little optimism, you need a little positivity, watch the video, do the strategy, go to the group and say you did it and win awards, win prizes. Does that help?
I think so.
Well, make sure I don't want to be think so. I want to be perfect. I want to make sure we cover it.
So 15 to 30 minutes a day on my
Yep.
time.
That's right. You schedule it.
2 hours a week, an hour session with you.
No. Tuesday, the second Thursday and the fourth Thursday of the month. So just 2 days.
Oh,
And those are 1 hour live masterminds with me.
okay. All right.
Live coaching.
Cool.
Yep.
Thank you.
Yep. And Denise, you let me know at the end of the first month if you thought it was worth it. Deal?
Deal.
Okay. Awesome. Johnny White, how's your hip?
It's feeling way better, getting a lot more mobility and flexibility. So,
Are you pitching yet or no?
no, I haven't started doing anything yet. I won a bat on a bat raffle, so I guess I have to go take some BP.
I love it. What'd you win?
The
Mikan?
Axe Fury bat.
Okay. The Axe Fury with the axe handle?
Yeah, it doesn't have the actual axe one. This one it's just a tapered, so it's slightly tapered.
Yeah. I love the tapered handle. Love the taper. Seems like it just comes through faster. I love it. So, and here's what you're going to find out. EH is the best position in softball. I'm just telling you, just throwing it out, that literally walking up, hitting it out, and then walking back to the dugout. There's nothing like that type of game. So that's why I'm also 35 pounds overweight. So yeah, you like control. You don't trust anybody else to pitch. You want to pitch, right? Yeah, because you're a great pitcher. All right. Any other questions, suggestions? I wanted to be done by 2:30. I promised 90 minutes. We're a little over time, but I want to make sure. Are there anything, KISS, questions, suggestions, anything about RMA that you have? Let me know. Some of you haven't scheduled your 2 or 3 hours to do a reflection halftime adjustment. You need to book it, schedule it. Also, if you're an RMA, I'm gonna go through the halftime plan, right? I'm gonna go through this with everybody for an hour. It's voluntary. You don't have to go if you don't want to, but I'm literally gonna write that out, what to do every week. So,
Michael,
yes.
can you
Hi,
hear me?
Christina Palomino. Yeah. Hi.
Oh, I love when you say Palomino. Thank you.
I used to love Palomino horses. Are
Please.
they named after you?
Palomino horses. I like that. Yes. The summer fest, what time is going to be the call? In the morning or afternoons?
All right. So it is a recorded video. So you actually block it off for when it works for you. Helena, are you still on? Is Helena Jacino still on? Like Helena Jacino has actually won our challenge. She may not be on, but I think she scheduled it at 10 o'clock in the morning.
Perfect.
Okay. But here's the thing, Christina, it posts at 6 a.m. I think. Is that Mandy? Is that right? 6 a.m. or 5 a.m.? 6 a.m. Eastern.
Perfect. Thank you. Okay. Sounds good.
Yeah. So you can watch it anytime after 6 a.m. every day.
Yes.
So
to do that all day long. Yep. Thank you.
Yep. Yeah. Joey, you did not win March Magic. I actually had money on you and you petered out at the end. Come on, Calvin. Cost me money, dude. Mandy did not bet on you. I just want you, I'm not going to throw her under the bus here, but she had somebody and her person won. Mandy's amazing. All right. Let's see. What is the date of the halftime plan in RMA? Yeah. So we'll get that to you. We had it scheduled and we got to move it, unfortunately. So we will get you that. It'll be right after the 4th. Right after the 4th. We're off next week. I am off next week, just so you know. All right. Everybody good? You guys ready to rock and roll? Okay. Hey, I love you. I appreciate you. Thanks for tuning in. What is the least important score in sports? What is it? It's where you're at right now. It's the halftime score. So don't worry about it. Either it's gone badly, it's gone great. You have a chance to start over. And if we're going to start over, start fast, finish strong. You guys rock. I appreciate you. We'll see you next time.